John Himmelberg got his redemption. He went on to Holy Cross and later was elected to Gonzaga's Athletic Hall of Fame. Sadly, Joe Howard, who might have been the best player on the field that day, died in a boating accident the following June. For St. John's, Coley O'Brien and Paul May both went on to play for Notre Dame, and O'Brien was the quarterback in what might be the most famous college game ever played, the 10-10 tie against Michigan State. 6 days after this game, President Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas. Gonzaga entered the 1967 season brimming with confidence. Their two-year record under Coach Hank Lilly was 12-4-2, and their only league loss in this season was to league champion DeMatha. St. John's was suffering through its first losing season in 19 years. The year before, the game had been a 6-6 tie, a game Gonzaga thought they should have won since they outgained the Cadets almost 2-1. Now they were ready to play again. We pick up this game at the half. Gonzaga scored in the first quarter on a 64-yard run by Jim Marshall, then again on a 6-yard run by Billy Cronin. Late in the first half, the Cadets have answered on a pass from Fred Glasgow to Bill Haggerty for 36 yards. All of the extra points have been missed. It's 12-6. November the 17th, 1967. Let's go to Alexandria, Virginia, George Washington Stadium. All right, we're ready for the second half here. It is November the 17th, 1967. Gonzaga leading 12-6 at the half. Kicking off, St. John's coming straight up the right side on the return. Freddie Glasgow rolling left. Gets about 5. Glasgow threw a touchdown pass to Bill Haggerty to get St. John's back in this. Good run there for about 8 yards. After Gonzaga had taken a 12-0 lead on a 66-yard run by Jim Marshall. Having a little technical difficulty here. Glasgow rolling to the right. He's going to be put down there. There we are. Glasgow rolling left. Eagles have had good pressure on him all night. Long pass again for Haggerty, incomplete. St. John's will have to give up the ball. We're at George Washington Stadium. Friday night. St. John's punting. Coming up. And that is Mike Grace taking the ball at the Gonzaga 22. Kevin Collins is the quarterback. Pitching. That's Billy Cronin, who scored the other Eagle touchdown on a 6-yard run. They went up 12-0 before Glasgow's pass came back. Jim Marshall, that's the play that wins 66 yards for a touchdown. He gets about 2 on that one. Collins back to throw. Throwing quickly. Pass is complete. But the Eagles will have to punt. Back to punt, and that kick is blocked. It's bouncing toward the end zone. It's in the end zone. A whole host of red shirts are around it. And Pat Brand, I'm sorry, has recovered for a touchdown. The kick is no good, so it'll remain tied. 12-12, 7:30 to go. So special teams have gotten St. John's back into it. Gonzaga's dominated the game, but St. John's has used 2 big plays, a long pass from Glasgow and a punt to get back in it. Collins giving to Sutton straight up the middle, and St. John's now asserting themselves along the line. Collins rolling left, trying to get away. He's on the sideline and hemmed in and just driven down. Kevin Collins, senior quarterback, throwing across the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Cronin. Gonzaga have to punt again. This one is away. St. John's coming up, and the ball is loose and fumbled. Gonzaga has the football. Oh no, illegal procedure. That's going to wipe out fumble and force the Eagles to punt again. This one had a little pressure on it and fielded cleanly. St. John's coming up the right side, and big break for the Johnnies. They would have surrendered the ball on their own territory. Instead, they've got it in a tie game. Last year's game ended in a 6-6 tie. Gonzaga dominated the yardage part of that game, but it ended 6-6. So
I don't think there's ever been a time in this series when 2 consecutive games have ended in a tie. Glasgow's pass incomplete, handing off, and this time the Eagles have good penetration. That's going to be a 3-yard loss on the play, and they take over. Collins giving right up the middle to Cronin. Eagle line was moving St. John's around pretty good in the first half. Having a little more trouble. This time Marshall goes for about 3. 3rd down. Kevin Collins rolling to his left. Throwing incomplete. So now it's someone waiting for a break. Game of field position. Gonzaga punting. Fielded and a fake reverse, and he fell down at the 4. I think the coaching staff at St. John's would have been happier had they let that go into the end zone. They had a reverse setup trying for a big play, and he fielded it unwisely inside the 10. St. John's now trying to just wedge it out here. They get it out to about the 8, 3rd down. Glasgow just trying to sneak, and he is driven back. So now, here's a pitch out. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. It's still 12-12. St. John's deep in their own territory. Just trying to get a little breathing room here. They're out to about the 18 now. Gonzaga wants that ball back down here. They want a short field to try to win this game. 12-12. Glasgow rolling, throwing, and throws it away. St. John's will now punt. Gonzaga should get good field position out of this. Coming up around in is Grace fielding it, and good coverage by St. John's. The ball is right around the 50. Collins goes back to work. Pitch out. Marshall. And he is driven down. St. John's is getting great penetration. Gonzaga ran the ball very well in the first half. That's Cronin, and he's got a hole and drives down a very good run, 20-yard run and a 1st down. Gonzaga trying to take it in now. Quick handoff. That was Sutton. And this is Sutton again being stood up, but he's got about 6, 3rd down. Driving straight ahead. I think that was Cronin. Collins on a sneak for the 1st down. The ball is loose, but they're saying he was down. Now, did he get a 1st down? Yes. Collins rolling to his right and throws complete. That's Marshall. Ineligible man downfield. Gonzaga has hurt themselves with penalties in the 2nd half. Collins trying to drive him again, rolling, throwing deep. He's got a man off his fingertips. The ball was placed perfectly just off his fingertips over two St. John's defenders. Collins way back. This is a screen. And he's got a man. It looks like Sutton cutting back, breaks a tackle, and is dragged down at around, that was a personal foul. Must have been a face mask. Gonzaga has the ball at the 12. That's Cronin just driving to inside the 10 to the 7. But St. John's has the ball. There was a fumble on that play. Now they're trying to wedge it out. Gonzaga's had the only 2 threats of the 2nd half, but it remains a tie. And I'll repeat that last year ended in a 6-6 tie. So, ball's out to the 23. Walt Marshall doing some great work in the middle of that line, piling St. John's up at the 25. Glasgow back to throw, rolling right, throwing deep. He's got a man. He's got it. Oh, it came out. He had it, was running and juggling it. There was illegal procedure anyway. So now St. John's will punt. I think there's a flag on the ground. Coming up is Grace. He fumbles it. He and Cronin fall on it. So now with 4 minutes to go, Sutton driving right up the middle, that time for 7, 8 yards to the 20. Cronin, and great penetration by St. John's, a big loss. Collins rolling right, throws a little flat pass. He's got Cronin cutting back. and he's down to the 14. That should be a first down. Collins, they've got to go in now. Straight ahead. Sutton for 2 yards. Collins rolling left, looking. Dances back and throws, and he's got, I think, Cronin at the 4-yard line. The Eagles first and goal. Sutton straight up in that hole. He goes in untouched. And the Eagles have reclaimed the lead. All-important extra point is low and to the left, so it remains 18-12. St. John's is alive. 2:57 to go in this game. It's been another great one. Kicking. The ball is kicked, and it's on the ground. It's still on the ground. Finally picked up by St. John's at around the 20, 25. Glasgow back. Throwing to the sideline. He's got a man. 3 Eagles now. They want that clock to keep moving. Glasgow back again. Throwing deep. Oh, another juggling act around the Gonzaga 30. Out of bounds. Glasgow rolling. Throws back across the middle. He's got it. But the Eagles are there. This is up around the 45-yard line. Glasgow back again. Rolling to his left. Trying to get away. Heaves it deep. And Mike Grace ran over the receiver at the 25. That'll set up St. John's first down. The Johnnies are going to have a chance. Glasgow rolling, throwing toward the end zone, and Cronin intercepts. He's coming back. Get on the ground. The Eagles have a chance to win. Collins just taking a knee now, and that is the last play of the game. Gonzaga wins 8.
Both coaches decided to retire following this game. Hank Lilly, who had led Gonzaga's dramatic turnaround from back-to-back one-win seasons, left to enter private business. Joe Gallagher was completing his 21st year at St. John's and decided to concentrate on his athletic director and basketball coaching duties. Oh, by the way, in this greatest of all rivalries, Joe's record was 13 wins, 6 defeats, and 2 ties. The league expanded over this period, adding good counsel McNamara and O'Connell. Many new rivalries sprung up during that time, but none surpassed this one in its intensity and its importance to its student bodies. The 2 teams still finished the season with this game against each other. Following this year's game, 75 years, 75 games. The Eagles lead the series 39, 32, and 4. So let us celebrate the anniversary of St. John's and Gonzaga, the greatest rivalry.